Hi friends, it's Lisa Mears. Thank you for being here. Today I'm going to share with you some fun new Halloween products over at scrapbook.com, and I'll be making some Halloween tags. So let's go ahead and take a look at some of these new products, starting with the Willow Lane paper pad. This paper pad comes in an A2 size, which is 4¼ by 5½ inches, and it also comes in the 6 by 8 size, which is slightly larger than the A2. The nice thing about the A2 paper pads is that if you do make A2 size cards, you don't have to cut these down at all. You can just tear them out of the paper pad and stick them on an A2 size card front. There is a total of 16 different patterns in this paper pad, and you also get 40 sheets. And the weight of these papers is 85 pounds, so they're pretty thick. This particular paper pad is a Halloween vintage themed. You can see different candies and pumpkins, trick-or-treaters, and so much more in the design of these papers. The color scheme is a lot of orange and black, white and gray, your typical Halloween colors. And when I finish going through these new products, I am going to show you another paper pad which came out last year that is also Halloween themed, but it has some orange and pink in it as well. Okay, so that is the A2 size paper pad. Now, the 6 by 8 paper pad, it has all of the same designs that you saw in the A2 pad. You just get more paper because it's 6 by 8. And I also want to point out that the 6 by 8 paper pad, the actual design on those pattern papers are not scaled up. They're actually the same size as what you would get in the A2 size. I know a lot of times when you have paper collections that are 6 by 6 paper pads and then you have the 12 by 12, the 12 by 12 are scaled up. That's not the case with this. It's actually the same exact size. And I'm going to just show you here by putting these side by side next to each other. You can see that all of those cute little Halloween images are all the same size, regardless of the size paper pad that you get. I love these next set of dies. There's 4 different die sets. This particular one is called the Ghost Cat, and you get the cat that you see there as well as the sentiment that says, "Hey Boo." The next one is the Witch Fox. Go ahead and turn that over and you can see it's a fox with a witch hat, and the sentiment on that one is "Happy Halloween." There's also the Mummy Bear, which is a bear with a mummy outfit, and it says "Love you to death." I think that one is my favorite sentiment. And then we have the Pumpkin Head. You can see what that looks like, and the sentiment for that one is "Trick or treat." Now, these particular dies you can buy individually or you can buy them as a set, and I will be making some tags with those today. Now, I also want to show you how those dies match perfectly with the paper collection, because you can see all of those cute little animals are in the paper pad as well. The next die set is the Pumpkin House, and I will say that at the time of filming, this die set is out of stock because scrapbook.com just did a live stream deal a few weeks ago and it flew off the shelves. But I did want to show it to you. If you are interested in that particular die set, just go to their website and there's a notify me button that you can click on and put your email address or your phone number, and you'll be notified when it comes back in stock. But you can see that particular die is also in the paper pad as a design. It's so cute. It looks like a little pumpkin house. And there's also a little tree, there's a ghost, there's a moon, and some other fun dies in that set as well. And real quick, here's a card that I made with that die set. You can see the little pumpkin house, the ghost, and the trees. And I also used the Willow Lane paper pad for this card. The spider web dies were also part of that live stream deal. So again, if you're interested in those, just use the notify me button and you'll be notified when those get back in stock. Okay, here's a set of rub-ons that are also brand new to scrapbook.com. These are the Willow Lane rub-ons, and again, they have all the same little characters and the same little pumpkin house that you saw on the paper pad. You also get the little popsicle stick there to put those rub-ons onto your cardstock. We also have the mini cat die. And I recently posted a reel showing how I used this die set to make this Halloween card. If you missed that, I will link that reel down in the description box of this YouTube video so you can check that out. There's also the Spooktacular word die. There's also the Ghost. This is a 6-piece die set that makes some ghosts, and they also have a new stencil. This is the Batty Stencil. It is a 2-layer stencil. One layer you have your bats, and one layer you have, it looks like stars. So you can make a really fun bat design on your cards or your scrapbook pages. So those are some of the new Halloween products from scrapbook.com, but I did mention earlier I want to show you one other paper pad that came out last year, and that is the Spooky paper pad. And that one also comes in the 6x8 and the A2 size 4¼ by 5½ inches. So remember I mentioned there's more pinks in here, so you can see a lot of the pinks on this first sheet: pink, orange, yellow, black, and white. In the 6x8 pad, they do have these little square cut aparts, which would make easy sentiments for cards, but I do want to point out that the A2 size paper pad does not have those cut aparts. Instead, it has a complete design that you can use for a card front that says Happy Halloween. And all of scrapbook.com's paper pads, they do have the 16 different patterns. You get 5 sheets of each one, and they are double-sided. This is such a fun design here with the different color pink pumpkins and the black banners and the bats, some more pumpkins. And then at the top of that, you can see if I flip this around, there's a design that says spooky and all of the fun colors of this paper pad. There's also a design with candy corn, and then you also have the orange and white gingham pattern at the top. There's a ghost design. There's also some spiders. And then on the reverse of that page, there are some spider webs. And then there's also some eyes, as well as some skeletons. So if you are interested in any of these new products, I will have product links down in the description box of this YouTube video. I always appreciate when you use my links to make your purchase because it does help support me and my YouTube channel. But I want to go ahead now and make some tags using some of the products that I showed you today, starting with the mummy bear. So you can see I went ahead and die cut the little mummy outfit. I'm going to bring in my Waffle flower shader brushes because I want to add a little bit of ink not only to the edge but also to the top of the embossed design on those die cuts. That little mummy outfit, it does have some lines going across the top, so it is raised. There's a little bit of design on there, and I just want to add some depth to this die cut piece, so I'm just adding some ink. Did die cut this mummy outfit with white cardstock and just adding a very light pink ink to it. And I'll hold this close up so you can see what that looks like. To make these critters easy for you to put together, all of these die sets have a solid die that you can put all of the little individual pieces on top of. So you can see I have the solid die that I die cut out of white cardstock, and that will allow me to line up each one of the individual pieces with that solid die cut piece. So I can have the piece for the head in a different color, then I have the body, and then I can glue on the wand that's in the bear's hand. It's a little wand that has a stick with a moon on it. and you can die cut each one of those pieces in different colors. I die cut the moon in a gold glitter cardstock, and I die cut the handle part of that wand in an orange glitter cardstock. I know I added the wand behind the bear's hand. I'm going to come back a little bit later and fix that. And now it's time to work on the face. So there's all these little die cut pieces for the face. You have the mouth, you have the nose, there's the eyes as well as the cheeks. And again, you can die cut each one of these in different colors. I am using my Scrapbook.com Craft Pick Pro tool, which makes it so easy to pick up these small die cut pieces and place them where they need to go on this bear. So now that the bear is all put together, there is a shadow die that I'm going to die cut out of white cardstock, and then I'm going to add the bear to that shadow die. And the shadow die just allows some of that white cardstock to display beyond the edges of the bear. So here I just had to fix this wand because I had the wand positioned behind the bear's hand. I ended up die cutting another wand and just putting it right over top. So there is the mummy bear. I think it's so cute. And now I'm going to move on and create the pumpkin head. So again, I die cut the different parts of that pumpkin head in different color cardstock, inking up the edges just to add some depth to the die cut pieces. The white piece that's on the table, it is not the shadow die. Instead, it is the solid background piece where you put all of the die cut pieces on. So they really made it easy for you to put this together. I'm starting out with the pumpkin stem that I die cut out of brown cardstock, adding that to the top, and then I'll add the pumpkin right below it. So just line it up so that it lines up perfectly with that white solid die. And then you can decide what color dress you want to put on this pumpkin. I die cut a purple dress, and I'm just adding some ink here to the edges. I'm going to place a little dot of ink where the hands need to go, and then I'm going to use my Craft Pick Pro tool and grab the small hand and place them on each side. Then I'll add the dress. I'll add the scarf, which I die cut out of some black glitter cardstock. You'll see me bring in several different colors of glitter cardstock throughout creating these tags, and scrapbook.com does have some glitter cardstock paper pads. They have a mixed metals one which has your blacks and golds and silvers. There's also a rainbow one which has more of the rainbow colors such as orange, which you'll see me bring in here. Also be bringing in some of the purple later on down the road, and I'll have links to all of that down below. So here I added the little trick or treat bag, and that was die cut out of the orange glitter cardstock. I also added the boots, and now I'm going to add the pumpkin face. So I'm just putting some glue there where the eyes go, and then I'll add the black eyes. There's a little triangular nose, which I added. There's a little indentation for the mouth, which I'm just using a black Sharpie, and I'm tracing along that line so that you can see the mouth in the black, and then I'm adding the teeth as well. So there is a small little die that will die cut the teeth, and I'm just placing them there at the bottom of the mouth. That is so stinking cute. Okay, so now I'm just going to add that to its shadow. Just makes it a little bit cleaner. You can see the white edge in the background. So this little pumpkin head is finished. You can see it compared to the finished picture. And now we're going to move on to the witch cat. Okay, so I have the cat face. I die cut out of some dark gray cardstock, just adding some ink along the edge to give some more depth. I also die cut the little mouth area out of white cardstock, but I'm adding some gray ink to the edge of that so it's not so bright white. So I'll go ahead and start gluing those pieces together. I do want to note a little tip that I like to do when I am die cutting and putting these pieces together. I always like to have, if it's available, the picture of the finished product right next to me for a reference so that I can make sure that I know what the little dies are and where they go, because sometimes when you're looking at dies, it might not be obvious what you're using them for, but if you have a picture or a reference to go off of, it does make it easier. And that's also why I like to create these videos for you, because I know it definitely helps when you watch someone else put the die together so you can actually see how to do that. So here again, I'm taking my Sharpie just to outline the cat's mouth. I think that definitely makes a difference when you add the black to the mouth. And then I'm going to add the black lines also all around the head. There are these little black lines that go down in the middle between the ears and on the sides by the cheeks, and I'm just going to color those up with my black Sharpie to give this more character and really make this stand out. If you don't do this part, you will still have the little embossed lines on the actual cardstock. They just won't be as visible. Okay, so here I'm just going to go ahead and add the face to the solid white piece. Just line that up, make sure everything's even. This little cat is going to have a silver glitter dress. So I die cut that out of the silver glitter cardstock, and I'll go ahead and add that. I used black cardstock for the collar. I'm going to add the little hands to this cat. I die cut the little trick-or-treat bag out of purple cardstock, and that bag has another die that has these little lines that go down it just to add some more design, and I'm just going to add those straight down the bag. There are 3 of them, and then I'll add that to the hands. I'm going to add the cheeks with some pink cardstock, and then I'm going to add that to the shadow. And then that little cat is finished, and I'm going to move on to my last little critter, which is the witch fox. So the face actually comes in 2 dies. You have the entire outline of the face, and then you have the little part for the mouth, which is the bottom portion of the face, which I die cut in 2 different color brown cardstock colors. I have a darker brown and a lighter brown just to add some distinction between the 2. And then I'm going to add all of the little pieces for the face. So we'll have the nose and the eyes, and then there's also the cheeks. So real quick, as I was debating on how I wanted to incorporate these into a finished project, I thought about making a little family of critters and putting them on a slimline card. I thought that would be super cute to have them all in a row on a slimline card. But then I thought, how can I get the most use out of 4 different critters? And that's when I decided that I would go ahead and make 4 different tags. So each one would be on its own tag with its own sentiment. So that's what I'm going to be doing with these critters today. Even though I'm making tags, you can also use the same process and make cards and have 4 different cards. So if you don't want to make Halloween tags, you can take my idea and you can put it on an A2 size card front, and that would work as well. So for this little guy, I just want to point out, notice that I put the cape on first before adding the gray little bodysuit. So I added the cape, and now I'm adding the hands. And next I'm going to take the little bodysuit, just add some ink to the edges and also to the top over that embossed design to make it pop a little bit more. And then I'll add that on top of the cape. There's also a little die for the collar part of the cape. I die cut that out of the same purple glitter cardstock that I die cut the witch hat. So I'll go ahead and add that collar next. Next, I'm going to add the face because the chin actually goes over top of that collar part. So the face goes next, and then I'm going to add the little string or the tie that goes on the cape, and that's right below the chin. Next, I'll add the witch's hat. And then I'll add the trick-or-treat bag. I just die cut that out of regular orange cardstock. I'll add that to his hand. And I'm going to use my Sharpie just to put a little face on there. There's some embossed lines on that bag, so I'm just tracing over the embossed lines. I'm going to do the same thing for the mouth. And then I'll add that to the shadow layer. And that little witch fox is now finished. So here's all of the little critters. I think they're so stinking cute. Now that they're finished, let's work on the sentiments for each one. So here I have the love you to death. Again, that's my favorite sentiment. I don't know why, I just love that one so much. I am going to do two different colors here. I have a light pink for the love you. I chose the pink because it matches the pink in the mummy outfit, and also because it represents warmth and affection. And then I chose the black glitter cardstock for the words to death because it adds more of a dramatic touch and it highlights the intensity of the phrase. So each one of the sentiments have the letters as well as a shadow die, and I went ahead and did the remaining off camera. You can see for the witch, I have the same purple glitter cardstock for the word Halloween, and I have the orange for the word happy. There's the love you to death, which we just did together. And then I have the cat, which I die cut out of gray cardstock as well as black glitter cardstock, and the pumpkin head out of purple for the trick or, and then the word treat is out of the orange glitter. I tried to use colors that were in each one of those critters for the sentiment. Now let's go ahead and put these on some tags. I am using the scrapbook.com nested tag dies. There are 10 different tag dies in this set. So if you're looking for some tag dies, this definitely is the way to go because you get so many choices here. I went ahead and die cut 4 different pieces of the pattern paper using the tag die. I used the 5th die going from smallest to largest, and I am including that little miniature one on the inside as I count up from the smallest to largest. With this die set, there are also some other dies included which will cut a hole out of the top of the die. There are 2 different sizes, so you can pick if you want a smaller one or a larger one, and just line the straight edge up with the top of your tag and run that through the die cutting machine. There are also other dies in there that will die cut a thin circle that you can put around that hole, and I die cut that in black and I added them to all of my tags. Now I'm just going to add the critter and the sentiment on each one of my tags. I picked some ribbon colors that match the same colors of each one of the tags. I used 2 layers of ribbon and then just tied them through the hole. And then I just trimmed the edges to make them straight. So here are all of my finished tags. I really love how these turned out. I added the sentiment and the critter, and on this particular one I added some purple stars to bring out some more of that purple. The next one, I have the Happy Halloween tag, and I love the little paper design in the background with the trees, the Love You to Death, and then the Trick or Treat with the little candy in the background. So let me know in the comments which one is your favorite. Again, any products that I use today will be listed in the description box below as well as on my blog. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and if you like videos like this and want to see more, make sure you click that subscribe button. Thanks for watching, everyone. Have a great day. Bye-bye.